The backlash escalates against drag story time.
Stay away from our gates!
Performers say they're under siege.
I've never felt like that before.
Every one of us can persevere.
But they refuse to back down. So here's Anya Zolojowski to break down what's driving that backlash, according to protesters and performers.
Are you ready for Faye and Fluffy story time?
Hi, everyone. All are welcome here.
It's supposed to be the simplest of things, silly even.
If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, do all three.
Funny stories, singing, dancing.
Wow.
But the mood shifts.
A dozen protesters who've steadily been trickling in. They have signs that say there are only two genders, that drag sexualizes children. And that's something that's been happening a lot in the last year because storytime events just like this one have increasingly become targets of hate.
Oh.
It's a public space, so this is a legal protest, and the message is clear. They do not want people like Faye and Fluffy reading to kids.
Thank you. It's been so beautiful. It's been so nice here.
Stay away from our gates! Stay away from our gates!
Nothing like this has ever happened to them.
Keep out! Keep out! Keep out! Keep out!
That's probably the most.
That was gross.
That's the most aggressive that I think we've ever witnessed.
I've never felt like that before.
The next day, I meet with Faye and Fluffy, aka JP Kane and Caleb Robertson, to ask about this growing hostility.
I think that if they want to come and hold out their signs, we can't stop that. We don't need to stop that. But don't stop us from doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
It's so uneducated about what things are about drag queen story time. They can point to that and even just simply be like, well, ew, gross, those men want to be women. Does Faye look like she is trying to be a woman? No, these are our characters.
Even though both of us were having a huge wave of different kinds of emotions, we remain focused in delivering what it is that we do, which is celebrating differences and uniqueness and a joy of literacy and being silly and fun.
Stoked by far-right groups online, some people are fundamentally opposed to drag, coinciding with a rise in police-reported anti-LGBTQ hate crimes.
Ready, Butch?
I'm ready. Because I got this.
Yeah.
Every one of us can be resilient. Every one of us can persevere.
At the Peterborough Library, Betty Baker is singing about resilience.
Here's the chorus. You've got this.
You've got this.
Keep going.
Keep going.
But outside, protesters and supporters have been showing up since she started last year. I asked Betty, whose real name is Isaac Maker, what's fueling all of this?
And so a lot of those are kind of tied into the idea that educating kids about queerness is inherently grooming them and going to turn them gay and trans, which is their worst fear. More than the protests, the threats have been wild. We had to cancel a story time back in December at Lavender and Play.
So what's it like to see these threats and protests at your kids' events?
Oh, it breaks my heart. Oh. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to get emotional.
Okay. Have your moment.
It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I know that what my kid is doing is about joy, and it's about being that role model for people. I know that it comes from a good place.
Posts like this one, beating Dorothy within an inch of her life, have scared Isaac and Mom Michelle.
There have been quotes about complete misinformation about trans people, complete misinformation about gay people. And while it may be peaceful outside the library, that is hateful rhetoric.
This is Pastor Ben Inglis. He organized Peterborough's first protest.
They are communicating the acceptability and normativeness of the trans lifestyle.
Protests here have attracted all sorts, including people from the self-described Freedom Convoy and this well-known white nationalist.
But why block or get in the way of people who have a different faith from going?
If you saw a child, a 3-year-old child, attempting to cross a 4-lane highway, would you say, oh, that's not my child, therefore I have no obligation to say anything?
How do you respond to families who are concerned that such protests are encouraging violence, targeting LGBTQ+ people and their families?
There's lots of things that pass for hate crimes right now, where I would call that freedom of speech.
What is the end game?
I would love to see drag story hours dry up and be erased from public memory. These are symptoms of a society in decay. You don't treat a disease by dealing with the symptoms. And the only hope for our nation is repentance.
To be clear, trans people and drag performers are not a disease, and Ben Inglis only represents one local movement. That's why we met Timothy Caulfield at the University of Alberta.
It's the same community that was anti-vax, anti-COVID protocols.
He studies some of the other groups linked to these protests.
It's a community that is largely, I want to be careful not to overgeneralize, but it's a community that seems to be fueled by misinformation, by rage.
He says there's overlap between the anti-vax movement and anti-LGBTQ hate.
Because if you disagree with them or tell them they're wrong or say that this is misinformation or this is about hate, they immediately retreat to, well, you don't want to protect our children? And unfortunately, that strategy can be very effective.
We are now calling the police.
Last February, this man stormed into a story time at a Calgary library.
As a parent of kids in here, you need to get out.
Today is the first story hour since then, featuring Ida Cupcake and King Neptune. Mary Capusta is with the library.
I would clarify that we would not consider that a protest. That was a level of disruption and honestly some scary activity that happened inside of our spaces, creating, I'll be honest, a level of fear and intimidation in that space.
Calgary introduced a safety bylaw inspired by anti-drag hate. Protesters must be 100 meters away from the entrance. On this morning, half a dozen have gathered.
Some gender confusion.
Shane Robbins says he's part of the Basic Freedom movement.
So this event has been happening for 5 years, and I'm wondering, why now? Why are you protesting it now?
Because it's come to our attention, because they're really pushing it now in the wake of the COVID narrative. This is a demonstration of how gender fluidity theory is the official state religion of Canada. Justin Trudeau, its high priest.
Using unconstitutional bylaws to keep us at bay.
2 men from that corner come inside, but police make it clear they cannot cause a disturbance. King Neptune doesn't expect to change anyone's mind.
For myself, not only am I a drag performer, but I'm also transgender, and so I walk through the world knowing that there's people around there that think that my very existence is inappropriate. For me, the relation of calling it grooming or using these slurs against us is just a rehashing of what the gay community used to face 20 years ago.
I started doing drag when I was 15. And that was a fantastic experience for me. It gave me so much confidence. It gave me so much love for myself.
Isaac, remember Betty Baker, says the protests are not really about drag at all.
When I was 15 or 16, they would have been like, oh, Betty's being groomed by her family. But as soon as I'm 19 and I'm doing story times, it's like, you're a bad person. You're a groomer. And that switch is just so wild. And it really, they don't want people to be queer no matter what. And that's the bottom line of it.
Faye and Fluffy, JP and Caleb, know who their audience is.
We love doing this, and this is meant for communities who are accepting, and people who are accepting, and people who really love their kids.
So Faye and Fluffy are sticking around.
So Anya, in the middle of the stalemate, right, are kids. And I'm curious what's your sense of how they fared?
Yeah, in Mississauga, the library said it was a great success and kids were laughing, engaging, having a good time. So were the parents, and they told us that.
So I know you've been covering this issue both in the United States and here in Canada, and I'm curious what strikes you about the experience here.
Yeah, the tactics are strikingly similar between Canada and the US. Protesters film the event, they surround the event, they have the same banners, the same matching t-shirts. You know, the rhetoric is the same. And ultimately in the US, anti-LGBTQ sentiment has really come out in a big way politically. We're seeing rumblings of that in Canada. We saw in Peterborough, a People's Party of Canada candidate had co-organized a protest with Ben Inglis. We also see this playing out in schools. And just this past weekend at the Conservative Party convention, trans issues were on the docket.
All right, Anya Zolojowski, thank you.
Thank you so much, Adrienne.
Canada has approved a new COVID shot aimed at protecting against an ever-changing virus.
We have started to see an increase in COVID-19 indicators across many areas of the country, including hospitalizations.
Dr. Lenore Saxinger is here next answering your questions. New and approved, a vaccine against the dominant strain of COVID.
I've been waiting for more. I'd say top me up.
But many Canadians are tired of keeping track, or they've heard they don't need a shot.
We encourage people to consider their sources of information very carefully.
And that is where we come in. So we've invited a prominent infectious diseases specialist to help you navigate your choice. Dr. Lenore Saxinger, so good to have you right here in studio. You know, we haven't spoken about this in a while. I get the sense that there are still people who say, even though we don't talk about it a lot, I'm tired of the COVID conversation. Some people have put it in the rearview mirror already. What do you say to them about the importance of tuning in at this moment?
I think that right now is a really important time for people to tune in, and I know a lot of people kind of probably checked out after their second vaccine dose, honestly. But for those individuals, I think it's very important that they consider the new shot as a really significant upgrade to what they've had before. The virus has actually changed over time enough that the protection from prior shots and even early infection are much less than it was before. And so if you want to be protected from infection this fall, it would be very important for people to get the XBB boosters.
We've been asking questions of our viewers. Send us your thoughts. We got one from a man named Bob Younger who said, I don't see a need for the shot. Makes sense if you're going to be in a hospital or an old folks home on a regular basis, though. Can you help us and him navigate this? What would you say to Bob about who needs this new vaccine?
Right, so the new vaccine is going to be available for everybody, essentially, age 6 months and up. And so it's going to be very broadly available, and the recommendation is to get it because it appears to be very safe, and we expect it to be effective at reducing the risk of getting sick this fall from COVID. I think the groups where it's particularly important and are really pulled out for all the public health groups are people who are at high risk of severe disease. And so people who are immunocompromised, people who are older, that's a very big risk group, and we've been seeing increasing severe cases in older people, people with multiple medical conditions, because those are the individuals who are still ending up in hospital, even now. So the risk is much, much less than it was, but it's still there. People who meet that profile should really prioritize getting a vaccine when it's available. For everyone else, it's kind of like the flu shot, where it's a recommendation and your personal circumstances and beliefs play into the decision, but that everyone should feel comfortable and encouraged to get it.
So what happens if you had the bivalent, you had the first one, the second one, the third one? Does any of that help protect you now? Because for those folks, it might have been 6, 8, 9 months since they've had a shot, and yet they'd had many of them. Is there anything left to protect them?
Yeah, it's kind of tricky to describe, but what happens is the protection against severe disease from both, previous vaccines and from infections is actually pretty well maintained. And so there's a level of your immune system which has learned very well and is likely to protect you against severe disease, or at least reduce the risk of severe disease. The part that seems to weaken more quickly is preventing infection at all. And so that's why we're seeing people who get kind of more of a nuisance infection or a moderately severe infection, but don't progress the way that we were seeing, you know, in the bad old days of being ill enough to require oxygen and hospitalization. And so that, that bank of immunity that people have built up with all of their various vaccines and maybe exposures if they survived infection, really has been very important. And that's why COVID is the way it is right now. Like, that's why we're not seeing it the way we used to. That is the reason.
Okay, so one last thought. Let's talk about this new strain of COVID. We do have another viewer. Andrew Petru says, how severe is this new strain? Is it like a cold? Is it like the flu? So what is the personality of this new beast? The strain that's becoming more dominant now is the EG5 strain, and it's kind of taking over the lion's share of what's circulating. It is part of the entire Omicron family. So everything that we've seen since basically January of 2022 has been in the Omicron family. But, you know, the individual substrains, if I can call them that, have been changing over time, and they get farther away from the structures that our antibodies from the vaccines recognize. And this new one, each one that becomes more dominant actually probably is a little better able to outcompete the other circulating viruses. So it has a bit of an advantage in terms of getting around immune defenses and causing infection. It does not seem to be, you know, by itself more aggressive or more severe. But like all of the Omicron strain viruses, if you are at higher risk, like if your immune system is very low, for example, this virus is still very capable of making people very ill. And the reason that we don't see that as much is because of the vaccination campaigns. All right, Dr. Saxinger, thank you for coming in. We always appreciate it.
My pleasure. It's nice to be here in person.
Coming up, a young bull falls into a sinkhole in the English countryside.
The only way to do it was to attach some straps to its legs.
The rescue you need to see to believe. That's next in our moment. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. Yes, that really is a bull being pulled from a sinkhole in County Durham, England. So it's unclear what caused the sinkhole, but it was apparently large enough to swallow the animal whole, and it took a team effort to get him out okay. The bizarre rescue is our moment.
To be fair, we couldn't believe what had happened. A local farmer got in touch with us asking for help. They had a bullet stuck down the hole, and I wasn't sure quite what to expect. The hole in the top was quite small where it had fallen through, but it was just like a big open area that it had gone down to. We don't know what had happened. The hole wasn't there before. It must have dropped through the night when the bullock had stood on it. The concern was to get the bull out, obviously, first. I thought, I should take a video of this because nobody would ever believe what we're gonna do. I don't know, I've never done anything like this. But it's cool, it's funny, it's great for people to see. When we pulled it out, it was quite calm, it was happy, it was all right. I think it was just pleased for us to be there and helping it out. And obviously once we had got it out, it was like a big sigh of relief and really, really exciting that we managed to save it and it got out as easily and healthily as what we did with it. Been checked over and he's really fit and healthy, absolutely fine. You wouldn't know anything had happened with him. Settled back in fine. And that's how you pull it out.
My favorite part is that last bit at the end when all the others come up to him as if to say, are you okay? How did you get your head stuck in that hole? He, of course, is never going to tell us. For all of us here at the National, thank you for being with us. You can watch anywhere, anytime on the free CBC News app and subscribe to the National's YouTube channel. I'm Adrienne Arsenault. Take care.